All right, it is news hour time. Let's check out what is happening from the world of business. Businesses have been urged to emphasize branding of their products in order to compete favorably. During an interview with Smart24 TV, Miriam Najemba, the executive director, Gold Pal Coffee, says branding is very important to any business because it is what makes a memorable impression on consumers, but it allows customers and clients not to actually know what to expect from your company. More of this story. Branding is very important to any business because it's what makes a memorable impression on consumers, but it allows customers and clients to know what to expect from your company. It is a way of being different from your competitors and clarifying what you offer, which in turn makes you the better choice. Your brand is a representation of who you are as a business and how you wish to be perceived. During an interview with Smart24 TV in Kampala, Miriam Najemba, the executive director of Gold Coffee, Uganda, businesses to emphasize branding of their products as a way of creating uniqueness.
With branding, it creates a uniqueness to a particular kind of product. Branding is very crucial, and it's very important to choose the right art.
She also further emphasizes creativity amongst businesses when creating brands for their product. For example, making the right choices on how to brand, because this defines what you offer the client such that their products can easily be defined by them.
This artwork tells a story. Our motto is from tree to cup. That is our catchphrase. It's from tree to cup. And this clearly states how we get it from the tree, how it's picked, hand-picked, how it's winnowed and how it gets into the cup. So with our catchphrase, our artwork tells the story. So with branding, it also gives you a story of what exactly you're bringing on table for the customers. It's very important for branding to always be, on point. Yes.
Branding is a way of identifying your business. It is how your customers recognize and experience your business. A strong brand is more than just a logo. It is reflected in everything from your customer service style, staff uniforms, business cards and premises to your marketing materials and advertising. Your brand should reflect what your business stands for and what sets it apart from your competitors, expresses the quality, strength and personality of your business. Creating a strong brand involves in-depth market research to work out why customers should be attracted to your business. A strong brand will help customers to remember your business and feel greater confidence that your products and services will suit their needs. Customers tend to be loyal to a brand they trust. Branding should be considered in the early stages of starting a business. Launching a business with a strong brand will give you a greater chance of success. Okay, and laying emphasis on branding, you should know how to identify your business. And the best way probably is by branding your business in a way that will entice your customers to continue supporting you more and more. Away from that, the government has briefed the public about the forthcoming 5th Wide Agricultural Extension Week. Honorable Fred Bwino Kyakulaga, the State Minister for Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, has said that an agricultural extension grant of 126 billion shillings was put to support DLGs in the budget annually. More of this story. Representing the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Honorable Fred Kyakulaga Bwino, the Minister of State for Agriculture, appreciated the African Forum for Agricultural Advisory Services giving the Republic of Uganda the opportunity to host the 5th Africa-wide Agriculture Extension Week, noting that the event is important not only for Uganda, but for Africa as a whole. Briefed the country about the forthcoming 5th Africa-wide Agriculture Extension Week that will be hosted in Uganda, and over 40 countries, 600 people will be participating.
This is the first time Uganda is hosting this event, which will be conducted both physically and virtually. The physical event will be held at the Speak Resort Hotel in Munyonyo, Kampala, while the link for the virtual event will be communicated in the due course. The Africa-wide Agriculture Extension Week will see over 45 countries and 600 participants converging here in Uganda to reflect on the status of agriculture extension and advisory services delivery in Uganda and in Africa as a whole.
Honorable Fred Bwino, while briefing the press at the Uganda Media Center, said that the government of Uganda undertook reforms in the agriculture extension system in 2016. He recruited 3,000 extension workers at the district local governments, ELGs, which in turn reduced the household ratio so that 126 billion shillings could support the extension service delivery.
The National Agriculture Extension Strategy for 2016 up to 2021 was drawn. Besides that, the recruitment of more than 3,000 extension workers at the district local governments, which reduced the farm extension to the farm household to extension ratio from 1 to 5,000, which was the case in the year 2014-2015, to 1 to 1,800, that is currently the case, was supported.
Furthermore, he added on that the ministry is committed to support the recruitment, deployment and scaling the farmers as well as increase use of ICT.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries is determined to innovatively make agriculture extension services responsive to the development needs of the farmers, with particular emphasis on liberating the 39% of the population from subsistence and help them to join the money economy. The recruitment, deployment, and skilling, as well as equipping of more extension workers, promote mindset change campaigns among farmers, leverage increased use of ICT, mass media and community radios for wider farmer education, use of nucleus farmer-to-farmer extension models, involvement of religious and traditional institutions in farmer mobilization, strengthening supervision and monitoring of both public and private extension workers, and putting in place a regulatory framework.
African Forum for Agriculture Advisory Services, AFAS, together with Uganda's Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, and Uganda Forum for Agriculture Advisory Services, officially launched the 5th Africa-wide Agriculture Extension Week on August 18, 2021. It will take place from 14th to 20th November 2021 in Kampala, Uganda, and virtually. The 5th edition of the Africa-wide Agriculture Extension Week 2021 will be co-hosted by the 3 partners with support from the European Union's International Fund for Agriculture Development, the World Bank, and other partners.
Okay, away from that, let's check out what is happening now live from the Uganda Investment Authority, where they're actually into a strengthening of investment ties between Uganda and America, the American Chamber of Commerce. And the theme is strengthening investment ties between Uganda and America. The hashtag is Grow Business UG, hashtag Uganda Invest, hashtag AmCham Uganda. We have a team from Smart 24 TV live from there. Let's first take a look at this. We are still around with Smart Men's Business. We'll be right back.
From collaboration, as I said, I want to ensure that there is a real KPIs to this. We need to put money to this collaboration. We need to put jobs at the center of this. We need to put compliance also at the center of this. How can you help us, create that enabling business environment for the American investor to come and say, yes, Uganda is an area I want to engage in. The third one is, for me, lastly, I believe there is always a need for big ticket investment. I know they're already here from the US, but imagine we manage to court Disneyland into Uganda. It would be a game changer for me. 10 million visitors in this country, minimum, every year. How can we work with the embassy, government, AmCham, and say, okay, this Disneyland is going to take me 3 years to court to come to Uganda. Yes, we start working on those 3 years and say, let's start now until we get them here. Because those will be anchor investors, and imagine the support structures or other investors that will come because of them. The hotel services, the airline, the whatever it is. So Disneyland for me is an example. I'm talking about big ticket investments. Why don't we say, yes, we have a 5-year collaboration, but in 5 years we are going to bring Disneyland. In 5 years we're going to bring General Motors. In 5 years, I mean, I'm just giving an example like that. And once such an investor is in Uganda, you've already told the story to the US that Uganda is ready for US investment. It's very clear. So I want us to also look at that. Let's think, what kind of investor is that? Let's sit together with you and work, of course, with our leaders here from the US Embassy to say, let's push this. So with me and you, we'll sit down together and find who is that anchor investor. So at the end of these 5 years collaboration, we have brought Disneyland to Uganda, for example. So I need to think big, and I think we need to do that. But I thank you very much for this, and thank you very much for, accepting to strengthen and concretize this partnership. And I thank you, our guests from the US Embassy, for joining us here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Director General. Let's appreciate the Director General with the answer. The areas of data, the areas of performance indicators, the areas of quantifying our performance are very clear. Please let us now receive Mr. Mike Davis to acknowledge and give his statement as far as this memorandum of understanding is concerned. Mike, please.
Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure and honor to be here today. This is a long journey for us. We've been working on this for a few years, and I think it's a great start. I want to thank your staff and you especially to make sure that we have come together for this. Thank the board, the AmCham board, as well as the U.S. Embassy and the media and other guests here. The American Chamber of Commerce is a private professional organization. We represent about 50 different firms in Uganda focused on American investment and working with America. It's primarily top executive leadership, CEOs, MDs, and we have a forum for ourselves to figure out how do we do business better here, how do we do business better together. So what is American investment? Most people know the basic things. Citibank, Marsh Insurance and Risk Management, Coca-Cola, Willis Towers Watson. Those are big name firms that are here. What you may not know is that, as the Director General was mentioning earlier, there are a lot of smaller firms here with American investment. You look at a group like Samba Solution Store, it's a boutique ISP which resells Google Workspace and Microsoft 365. Look at Jacana Foods. They manufacture agricultural value added products and export them to the US under organic certification. American Tower Company. Every single person in this room uses American Tower Company because they are the telecom backbone for all towers in the country. Agilis Partners. They are the largest producer of grains and oilseeds in Uganda, and they represent over 650 jobs, and they're an American firm here. You look at Raxio Data Center. It's an American firm that has built the first commercial enterprise-grade Tier 3 data center in Uganda. So you may not know about all these. There's many, many more, from large and small, growing and manufacturing chocolate, coffee, fruits, vegetables, building IT systems, banking, oil and gas. You may or may not know this, but McDermott is an American company, which is the EPCC for the central processing facility and the well pads. They bring jobs here in just about every sector. American brands, innovation, and investment. They bring Ugandan jobs, they bring tax revenue through investment, and we want to continue to build upon that. In addition to the commercial side, we want to thank our the U.S. government partners. The U.S. Embassy Kampala has been instrumental in bringing development to Uganda. As an example of this, through PEPFAR and health programs, in 2019, they brought $539 million of direct assistance for health programs. That's equivalent to 1/3 of the entire health spend of Uganda, and it's funded by the U.S. government. A total of $936 million was put through various other programs. In addition, COVID-19, America provided 2.5 million vaccines, $111 million of direct assistance, and many trainings for health workers, education opportunities, and distribution throughout the country. So we look at it from not just the commercial sense, but also from the government sense, where we work together and collaborate and bring opportunities to Uganda, which creates jobs and additional revenue for the country. All said in, this MOU is the first step. in enhancing bilateral trade, furthering American investment in Uganda, and opening the American market to Ugandan products. As Robert mentioned, the opportunity to become transparent and provide a transparent product to the American market is very powerful. It provides a good brand name. And I also agree, we were having a discussion earlier about the rebranding of Uganda. How do we rebrand Uganda from X to Y? And the American populace will buy it. They want to be here. They want to take part in the development of not only Uganda but the continent. There are many barriers still that exist to expanding American investment. In the past year, 3 major American firms have left: Africell, AIG, and Game. You may not know, but Game, while it's based in South Africa, it's a Walmart entity. It's owned by Walmart in America. Many reasons are thrown around. In general, it's the investment environment, regulatory environment, market size, and I think there's opportunities for us to collaborate and work together to how to identify specific opportunities. I think the first big opportunity for us is inclusion of American investors and professionals within the UIA discussions, not just at the highest levels. You know, there's a Presidential Investors Roundtable, which is a great opportunity, but it goes beyond that to the operational level. How do we work with you to go, here's a very specific issue that needs to be addressed? Within there, at the board level at UIA, at the operational level, working with your team to make that happen. A question that was brought up to me by one of the UIA staff a while back was, what do American investors want? What do we want? We like transparency, but we don't necessarily want or need land. We can buy that. We don't necessarily want or need tax breaks. What we really want, those are fine, but what we really want is a fair, competitive environment that makes a fair playing field for everybody. So that we look at it, we can compete against everybody on the same level. What we want also is security, not for only our investments, but for ourselves. As an example, if we are enabling people to stay in Uganda for a long term, they typically reinvest. If you look at foreign investors who go to America, they invest in business after business after business after business and creates jobs all of the time. Elon Musk, as an example, is not an American, yet he has 4 major companies in America. And this is not his first round of investment. He keeps creating jobs for us. In addition, how do we want that fair playing field to happen? Similar structure for all businesses, no corruption, equal tax enforcement, and I'm positive over time working with UIA we'll be able to enhance that and say, here's how we address those issues. The second step, I think, is a very specific initiative, is helping us repeal the VAT and withholding tax on foreign services. For those of you who don't know, what this is foreign technology, foreign brands, and foreign services are taxed with VAT and withholding tax that cannot be offset. So this is a below-the-line cost to the company that you cannot write off in your taxes. It's equivalent to 37% of that service. And what happens is it affects brands here. As you know, if you go to Kenya, you see many brands. You see the Burger Kings, the KFCs, the Pizza Huts, this brand. Here, it affects brands like Sheraton, who recently got a tax non-compliance issue on this specific item. It affects Google Workspace, Microsoft 365, all cloud-based services, Netflix, Amazon. So doing services in the cloud is disadvantageous in Uganda. So there's an opportunity, yes, to build some of these locally. But we have to be realistic. Services like Google, Microsoft, Oracle, Netflix, Uber, first are protected by copyrights, so we can't just copy them. Second, they cost billions to build. And to be very frank, it's realistic. We don't have billions to build a new Google in Uganda for Uganda. It's just not realistic. So how do we work together to enhance that environment, to allow us to use the tools that exist to build upon those tools? It's my personal belief that Uganda misses out on tremendous opportunities due to this. Many international brands are not in the market. Amazing American technology that can enhance agriculture outputs, manufacturing efficiencies are not looked at or not available because there's an additional 37% on top of that.
You look as another example, John Deere uses GPS coordinated technology for agricultural efficiencies. I do not know of anyone using that in Uganda. But how can we deploy things like that here to make agricultural efficiencies and save that extra tax on that? I believe that the outcome of jobs and the creation of jobs will overcome that 37% tax, that initial barrier. Overall, this MOU will be extremely beneficial to Uganda, to the UIA, to the American Chamber, to the U.S. Embassy. It supports investment opportunities and policies that support business in general through special sessions we're going to hold jointly. I agree with you. KPIs are the way. We should be bringing money here. We need to find a way to bring money here. It facilitates the transparent consultation when engaging the stakeholders. How do we bring our investors here and make sure that they're handled with care, they're handled with transparency, and there's no corruption? How do we have changes in legislation, in law reform, in enforcement, taxation? How do we protect innovations and policies from replication and enforcement of intellectual property? It goes a long way towards cementing our relationship through this cooperation, and this is a great first step. We're positive that there's going to be sharing of more information pertinent and data. As we had chatted about before, the amount of American investment here is unknown, primarily because Americans we keep quiet on things in our investment because we want to build a business and do it privately. So I think this is a great opportunity, and I look forward to continuing the relationship. Thank you for everybody here. Thank you to Robert and the UIA for hosting the event and for dedication to the partnership. We really appreciate it. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
This journey is not complete without pen to paper. Right now, the Director General, through you, I would like you to invite Mr. Mike Davis together jointly put on paper to the Memorandum of Understanding on this day of the 27th of October 2021, where we shall see the testing and implementation program of this Memorandum of Understanding. Immediately after signing, the press will come in for a Q&A led by Mr. David Rupini, our Communications and Directorate, Public Relations Directorate. I would like now to request the Director General to stand up and Mike to stand up and acknowledge signed Memorandum of Understanding.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Beautiful. Yes, thank you so much.
The beginning of a serious relationship. You can do. Yeah?
Let's appreciate
Very good.
take your seat.
Mr. MC, would it be okay for a bit of a statement before from you if you have huh? Okay, that's okay. Then we can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. David, are you ready? Question and answer session.
Thank you very much, Mr. My name is David from Mr. UIA. General UIA, President Amcha. With us we have members of Open State and also the Fifth Estate, digital media from various media houses. And it's our first session where they ask you some questions.
Yes.
To be 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Right, that is happening from the Uganda Investment Authority as they're actually trying to boost as much of the trade between Uganda and the United States. It is actually a memorandum of understanding that has been signed from there, And like, we do drive businesses, and we make sure we give you all the details from the world of business. I'm thinking of telling you, if we say we are the best name in business television, we ain't joking about it. We ain't lying about it. And that is why we definitely keep on driving your business from anywhere you're watching from, because definitely that is a way to keep you motivated. That is a way to keep you up to speed and updated with what is happening. Now, if you're to look at the situation that is actually been happening, the theme of the day is strengthening investment ties between Uganda and the United States of America. And it is actually the kickoff drive has just set up as the Uganda Investment Authority together with the American Chamber of Commerce is the deal that you've actually seen. And if you look at a new investment chapter between Uganda and America, is starting. 9 has already started, so you do not want to miss out on such an venture, as we are looking at how the U.S. mission to Uganda has always been helping us out from giving us these vaccinations, from the donations, from the loan grants that we've been getting from the U.S. government. I mean, it is the same situation, and I guess we are all in one, and we can definitely be part of this. Later on, we shall get back to the same issue and try to get to understand what is happening from there. We do have our team there, and they'll be giving us everything from the in-depth analysis and what we expect from such a memorandum of understanding. For now, let's first take a short break. I'll be right back.